Here's the grade distribution. You have almost done this. So we are supposed to cover 15 chapters and you covered most of these chapters. We almost covered this. So these are 20% of your grades. If you're stably during the class, you shouldn't be worried, right? So yesterday I posted 2 assignments here. We have done this. Next week we'll have this. And then we will have final exam. So let me talk about Power BI, brief assignment, and case solution. I'll go to modules. So you have already covered 3 labs. So you know how to use Power BI. And as I promised, here's the assignment. I will open it. And if you have any questions, please ask them. So this is the description, formal description. So basically what we do here, we use Power BI and factor analysis and place it in the context of a user experience or user analytics. So usually when we talk about processes, services, and products, usually we talk from the point of view of manager. Manager wants this, and manager wants that. CEO does this, and CEO does that. But the modern trend is that we study actually the behavior of users, right? Behavior is actually not probably a precise word. We look at the journey. Now, from the moment they come to the university, students, what do we do? How do we decide? Now, what courses to take? What do we experience? Or people using Netflix, right? What is their journey? Or people buying flowers or going to the restaurant. So you try to analyze it from the point of view of the user, not the manager. And if you change the perspective, you discover many useful things that help you improve programs and services. So our project is not a formal research project, so I'm just trying to show you how we use analytics in the real world, right? So in this project, we will collaboratively design a user experience survey or study. Why I'm choosing because it's the easiest thing we can do in our cohort. So if we get some useful insights for me as a manager of program, it's good. If we don't get useful insight, you get useful experience. That's my way of thinking. So it's not a formal research project; it's a learning experience for us. Okay. So basically, we need data sets for you to work in Power BI. How do you get this data set? Number one, I ask you a set of 15 or 18 open questions. So you answer these questions. I review the questions. I will create closed questions. And when you answer closed questions, and this way we get one data set of 100 observations because I have 100 students. And then you download the data set and analyze it in Power BI. Okay? So let me show again. So if we go to modules, this is service stage 1. So this is Google form. It is anonymous, so I do not register any email or anything. I only need confirmation. So there are 18 questions. Okay. So, and these are open questions. Open means you write down the paragraph. Okay. So, this is about your journey. Bless you. Journey and experience of studying. So, this is 18 questions. You write down, you answer when you submit. When you submit, let me try to do this. Yes. So all these questions are required, but of course you have to try to answer your best because the quality of your answers will determine the quality of your output, right? So they have to have some meaning for us. So let me try how it works. I'm just testing. Let's done. And when you submit, you see your response has been recorded. Please take a screenshot of this page with the browser address bar below and the time system clock visible. So I take print screen. There is a button print screen. I'll take this. So you have both address, clock, and time, and you post it in Canvas. This is your submission. Okay, this is stage one. So what happens is that okay, since I use another account, don't remember the first of the name. No. Okay, so what happens? I see all your answers, something like this. For example, this was workload first. So in this case, I reported names. In your case, I do not report names. And these were answers. Okay? So these were number answers, but in your case, I will get paragraph answers. I will look at them, and on the basis of your answers, I will create so-called instruments. So a series of questions, and for these questions, you will be answering by giving, for example, numbers from 1 to 5. And this way, we will create service stage number 2. You will fill in service stage number 2, and then as a result of the survey, um, we will have a data set. So this is for another one. You have a table like this, and you will probably have 10 or maybe 15 different questions. You will download it, and you will work in Power BI, try to analyze the data. Okay, so what are the conclusions? What do we see? Maybe you should eliminate some stuff. Maybe you should group them. Okay? So, and then you present, as a result of you present Power BI report. I will ask you to input 4 different visualizations, some conclusions in a PDF Word document, and PDF X file. That is your group work number 1. Okay? So, because we need data as soon as possible, I will give you, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes today to fill in the form. And then the deadline, I think, is tomorrow. And after that, I will continue with the second step. So this is for group work number 1. You will split into groups of 3. So we will have people. This is Power BI. You see? You can sign up here. If you have any difficulty, then tell me, I will form groups on my own. So by the end of this group, we need to have groups. The ideal number is 3, but if we don't have, because we have 50 students, maybe we will end up in some groups in different numbers, maybe 2 or 4, but let us try with 3 students and then let's see how we can handle the rest. If you want to stay in the same group, For your next good work, it's perfectly fine. I actually prefer that. So we don't need people. We have only 2 periods, you know. Okay. So this is assignment number 1. Let me open it here. Oh, it's good. So you will have individual submission. So you will submit confirmation page for survey number 1, confirmation page for survey number 2, a separate half page of your reflection, and everything else is submitted by the group leader. If you don't have a group leader, if everyone is equal, just the first person in the list will submit the document. So which documents? 1-page Word document listing your group members, 1-page Word PDF document proposing improvements to the survey. Improvement, I should add the results of your conclusions. And the PDF Power BI summarizing the data set and highlighting the key descriptive patterns. I will ask you to use 4 visualizations. So I will correct this slightly. Do you have any questions? It shouldn't be difficult. The most difficult part is creating data and then getting together and discussing what do you see from the I cannot predict what you can see because it's a new process. So this is very raw, but I think it's a useful experience. You will see how actual user experience surveys work. I think you can add this to your resume at this exercise. I'm closing this. And when I go to the second term description, the last day of our semester, which is December 13th, December 13th, what? December 13th. But the problem here is that we usually have 2 weeks to finish grading, right? So I prefer, that you do it until December 14th. So I don't know, I prefer to finish grading by 20th. When do you finish your exam? Last week, it depends. 14th? So if you need more time, let me know, okay? But I don't know, I cannot go too far, okay? So, and then the second group work. This is actually very simple. Okay, this is called customer-based audit. You don't have to use, because in the previous semester, the other group had a very easy Power BI assignment, but very difficult case study. We had actual case study from Google with really large database, and they conducted test statistics. Today, this semester at least, we had really big, difficult time with Power BI labs. We didn't have Power BI labs. So you spend a lot of time on Power BI. So I found an easy case study. Okay? But it needs thinking. So what is going on here? Let me open it. Like this one. You don't even need to read the case. I just summarize it for you. So we have an online business, a company that sells many products. You don't even have to take pivot tables. Everything is summarized for you. So you have 3 data sets. One is Guzel, that they sort customers by the level of profit they bring to the company, and they split them into 10 groups. So each group is called the Guzel, 110. Okay? So this is number of customers, total transactions, revenue profit. So this is a summary already prepared. You don't need to do it. But you need to analyze what is going on here. And then because this is a general custom, so what is described in the case, they have a new CEO and he reporting to the chief marketing officer, and he asks him a simple question. How many real customers you have. And describing the case, chief marketing officer was not able to answer the question immediately. Okay? So this is the historical data. You see the numbers of customers, but when we use these numbers to calculate the real number of customers. So you have to think, what is it? Who is the customer? Is this the person who bought only once? Or is the person who returned twice? Or is this the person who keeps returning? So, or do you look at the most profitable customers? So you have to think about this. And one way to think about this, they isolate one support. So they take people who made the first purchase in the first quarter of 2021. And this is customers, a cohort of customers acquired in quarter one, and this is the historical behavior. And then the next step, they compare three different cohorts. So this is the cohort acquired in first quarter, fourth, and fifth. 1 year later, you compare these cohorts, maybe you calculate averages, percentages, whatever. Okay? This is another cycle, so it's already sliced into the puzzle, and these are the questions that we want you to ask. So these are the three questions in the case that the CEO asks his marketing officer. How many real customers does the company have? How different are customers in their buying behavior? And how the behavior of customers change over time after the first quarter. So this is general, so you don't need to answer these. So in order to help you to answer these, I prepared technical questions. Okay? So I want you to look at this data set and answer these steps one by one. Okay? How many customers were bought in this year and how many customers made only one purchase? Calculate average revenue, average order value, average profit. Look at the first cohort number one. Look at the historical data. Okay? So if you answer these things step by step, you will be prepared to answer her order questions. So these are technical questions. You look at the data, and if you answer them, you will be able to answer these. How many real customers does the company have, and you will be able to give a definition. Is this people who keep buying, or is this people who bought two items the most, so you have to take your own definition, and maybe there is minimum purchase. And then compare, so you see the sales, you have to compare behavior this with the behavior of this group. The first group and last group, and see the difference. Do they not evaluate the health? Health is people keep coming back and keep spending in a reasonable amount, right? And then evaluate potential for growth. And maybe suggest other tools to analyze the company. So this is not, I think this is also an interesting exercise. You prepare three documents with it. One is your document with answers. Another is your calculations and Google spreadsheet. And you send me the files. Two documents. And the third one is the list of students who are in the group. Yeah. So the requirements are described here. The requirements are described. So I see someone asking questions. Okay. Didn't I share the screen? Okay. Okay. So these are two group exercises. Okay? If you have any difficulty, let me know. If you really stuck, ask the questions and can help you. So this customer based audit was prepared both on the Harvard business skills and because you know, I cannot use this entire explore. I just modified it. I modified the data. This is a synthetic data set, but it is based on a real company, a real internet company. So I kept the pattern. So if you're slightly confused, you can post the customer based audit. There are articles on Harvard Business Review. Basically, you only use descriptive statistics. You don't have to do anything, so it's unashamedly descriptive, but it's also very powerful. Any questions? Hmm? So please look at the numbers, answer these questions, and when you answer them, you will be able to answer them. So if you answer them one by one, I think you will get the picture. Um, so now, if you did not split into groups by the end of the week, people, if you do not manage to find the group members, then what I will do, I will just look at the screen and then we'll just define it as start putting people. Okay? So now I will give you to look with the conduct attendance, and after attendance I will give you some time to fill in the service page number one. So we have a fixed one. And after that we will have an exercise based on topic there. Thanks again, it's not a little difficult. I will show you the basic things and then the part will be over.